As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Game 2 of our doubleheader on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV and Peters TV, presented by WG Tomco Incorporated and the Donaldson Supply Company, takes us back here to the USA rink inside the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville, Pennsylvania, where the hottest team in Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League Class AAA, the state champion Peters Township Indians, take on the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings in Class 3A action. Hello, good evening, and welcome back. I am Matt Popchock. And if it seems like just yesterday that we saw the Peters Township Indians, well, it was something in the general vicinity of yesterday. Monday night, we were there with our 10-Band TV crew and Peters Hockey TV crew as the Indians were victorious at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon over the Baldwin Highlanders by a final score of 5-3. Peters Township winners of 7 in a row, the longest winning streak in Class AAA this season. They are 8-1 overall, 16 points, good for third place in Class AAA, and the dynamic duo of junior forward Ben Kovac and sophomore forward William Tomko, number 18 and 28 respectively, continue to get it done for the Indians. On Monday, Tomko had the hat trick. Kovac had an assist hat trick, setting up all 3 Tomko goals. Tomko with 13 points over his last 6 games, Kovac with 14 points over his last 5, and both as a tandem continue to climb up the Class AAA scoring ladder. Tomko with 12 goals now on the season, tied for third in AAA, and 20 points in all, good for fourth in AAA. Kovac, his 8 goals tied for 5th in the classification, his 15 assists tied for the lead in that category, and his 23 points are second among Class AAA scorers. Central Catholic coming off a heartbreaker in Warrendale that they lost to North Allegheny by a final score of 4-3. They led that game 3-0 before the Tigers took it midway through the overtime period on a Matt Irvin goal. Central Catholic coming in with 6 wins, 3 regulation losses, and that aforementioned overtime setback, good for 13 points and 4th place in the Class AAA standings. They've been getting it done with team defense all year like the Indians have. And they have an all-star back there in number 8, the senior Beckham Alger. Has points in 5 straight games, and really he's the rock back there and the man who makes it go for Pittsburgh Central Catholic defensively. Offensively, one of their top playmakers, they're going to want to keep an eye on number 39 in the off-white jerseys with the blue pants and gold helmets. Dante Scalise, the senior, with 13 points on the season to lead Pittsburgh Central Catholic coming into tonight. Those 10 assists tied for 4th in Class AAA, and he has 5 points overall in his last 3 PIHL varsity games. Central Catholic looking to avoid dropping 3 straight. They've won all 4 of their home games thus far. 2 of those wins were shutouts pitched by tonight's starting goaltender Jacob Dold. The senior leads Class AAA with 3 shutouts overall. And we'll see who he's opposing in short order. On Monday, it was Kyle Thomas picking up the victory over the Baldwin Highlanders, and Thomas made 21 saves the last time these teams met, a 5-1 Peters Township victory at Prinscape Arena on November the 15th. Thomas and the Indians, coached by Rick Tingle, a 3-time state champion and Penguins Cup champion, here for his 18th season in charge. And he is opposed by another friend of the show, so to speak, and a great veteran coach, Bill Connolly, in his 13th season with that Central Catholic program as the head coach. He's been with the program 2 decades in all, as Pittsburgh Central Catholic celebrates 50 seasons of organized scholastic hockey in Western Pennsylvania, one of the oldest known established programs in the greater Pittsburgh area. And it will be Nolan Hilbert getting the starting goal for Peters Township. The senior with a 175 goals against average and 899 save percentage, 4 wins in as many starts in 204 total minutes played. The rest of the numbers on Dold, by the way, just shy of 512 minutes played. Third in save percentage with 917 in that category. And his 229 goals against average is 8th among qualified netminders. And the Vikings win the opening faceoff and skate from right to left on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin the game. And Alger, the Central Catholic captain, keeps it at the right point as this wrist shot taken by Sam Gaffney, the senior, is fired over top the net and wide. Kobe Ringwald playing it defensively in front of Hilbert for Peters Township. It comes to Troy Jones near side. Vikings right on that puck. Joel Fabian, the senior, trying to keep it inside the Peters zone, and he does briefly, but Ringwald's going to skate it himself up to center red and enter the Central Catholic zone. Alger in front of his own netminder. Outlets it for Ethan Pevich. Pevich toward goal, sticked aside by Hilbert, who left the crease to play the puck. Sent off the boards and back to center. Retreating is Doug Berthold, the junior. Richie Woods playing it defensively for the Indians around the boards. Up for Jeremy Poon. Poon cut off, though, at the half wall by Josh Moline. Ringwald, the alternate captain, going to ice this puck as referee March blows his whistle, and we get our first stoppage, 1:24 into a scoreless first period. Peters Township outscoring its opponents 42-10 during their ongoing 7-game winning streak. And a chance right out in front for the Vikings, and they score! Noah Ritz putting on the Ritz, and it's 1-0 Central Catholic as he outmaneuvers Hilbert for the game's first goal. Peters Township coming in #1 in Class AAA in team defense, only allowing 17 goals as a team. So it's big to get the first one here at home for Central Catholic. Charlie Caputo over the blue line. Caputo hits the brakes, goes cross ice. And this shot taken by Wateska goes wide, and Dold might have gotten a piece of that. Caputo retreating and almost gave it away with that cross-ice pass to Tyler Gaffney. Gaffney has it at the right point, down low for Moline. Moline trying to go out in front with it. Had DeRazio breaking toward the net. Anthony DeRazio, that is, the junior. But the Indians work it back to neutral ice. Wateska poke checked. And here comes Moline, side of the net. He shoots, scores! Josh Moline puts a camel through the eye of a needle when it's 2-0 Central Catholic. Oh, the schoolyard bully of Class AAA getting punched in the mouth here at the Alpha Ice Complex. 2:23 into the first period as the Vikings take a quick 2-0 lead. Moline just kind of threw that puck toward the net, and hey, you got to shoot from anywhere. You never know what kind of bounce you're going to get. And Moline got one as he pinballed it off the back of the leg pad of Nolan Hilbert, the senior netminder. And retreating for Peters Township to play this at the left point is Porter Erb. As Central Catholic gathers this puck in its own end, and sends it deep into the Peters zone. Richie Woods intercepting it there, and a hard hit on one of the Vikings. That's Fabian getting the worst of that one from Woods as Peters Township comes through center. Austin Malley trying to drive the net and has the puck dribble off his stick at the last moment. And Dold covers for a faceoff. Now Central Catholic stunning this Peters Township team, winners of 7 in a row with 2 goals on their first 4 shots of the game. Noah Ritz and Josh Moline, the second line for Bill Connolly, getting it done in a big way. And that is just the first time, or the third time, excuse me, as you heard Public Address give the second goal announcement there. Just the third time during the Indians' winning streak that they have allowed multiple goals in a game. It shows you how hard a team they've been to score on, as Hilbert made the save and didn't know where the puck was. Oh, Hilbert continues to fight that puck early in this game as this shot on the follow-up by Ritz is put wide of the net. And a 2-on-1 potentially the other way for Peters is blown down as we have a penalty called behind the play, and slashing is the indication against Austin Malley of the Indians. So it's been a Murphy's Law start to this contest for Peters Township as they have to go to the penalty kill down 2-0 with 12:40 to play in the first. Now, the one thing you can say for the Indians, though, a much better team on the penalty kill this season. They really struggled in that department last season as the Vikings get a face-off win. From center point, that's Rocco Salviti, unable to send it down low, and a chance the other way for Drew Alexander. Alexander content to just play it between the circles in Central Catholic territory and take time off the penalty clock. Dante Scalise up ahead for Tyler Gaffney. Gaffney ridden hard into the boards by Ringwald, and Ringwald will flip it up through center as this puck rolls in the general direction of Jacob Dold. Salviti going to get there for Central Catholic, and he has his pocket picked by one of the Indians, but Ryder Mertens, the Peters Township captain, couldn't hang on. Indians still have this puck, though, and Ringwald plays it back to center. Alger retreating. Comes through the circle, over the blue line. Alger had his pocket picked, but it slides right back to one of his Central Catholic teammates, and that is Scalise. Indians, again, get a clear as not much action going on here for this Central Catholic power play. 40 seconds remaining in the minor on Malley. Salviti, stick checked at center ice. Indians can't get it outside the zone this time. Pivich gave it up to Mertens. Mertens 1-on-3. Mertens trying to get around the man and puts it on goal and forces a face-off in the offensive zone. Oh, nothing wrong with that play by your captain. Indians get the territorial advantage here with 18 to go on the penalty kill. And Mertens waved out at the last moment. Jones takes the face-off and concedes to Moline. But it looks like Peters is going to have a successful penalty kill here with 10:45 to play in the first period. So they stop the bleeding here early on after giving up those 2 early goals to Ritz and Moline of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Forrester behind his own goal line. Indians will try to work it back to center as Malley had a bit of trouble locating that puck, but Mertens backhands it to the circle. Forrester up for Mertens, and Alger has it and takes it in stride. His shot blocked by Forrester. Near side it comes to Woods. Centering play. Broken up down low. That was intended for Fabian. And here the other way comes Malley. Malley has a man open down the right side as Jones. Malley taking it to the goal himself. Shoots, save made, doled. Malley doing everything but scoring on that sequence. As Woods rubs out one of the Vikings. That's Tyler Gaffney getting the worst of that one right in front of the Peters Township bench. Yeah, this puck settled down by Salvitti. Into the corner it goes. Woods in pursuit. Shot from distance. Hilbert never saw it, and Hilbert struggles to get himself turned around as for a moment it looked like Adam Sarkis had D'Orazio had a wide open net to shoot at. No, that was Adam Sarkis, 43, not 23, I beg your pardon. Nathan Cox, the junior defenseman, gets this puck deep for Scalise. Scalise through a crowd. That went just wide. Alexander, poke check by Scalise. Sam Gaffney working behind the Peters Township net. Top of the circle, kick save by Hilbert, and the rebound comes right to Scalise. Indians still stuck on that one shot on goal as we hit the midpoint of period one. 2-0 Central Catholic. And the Vikings continue to play this first period with hair on fire urgency as this shot from the right point is redirected just wide. Scalise was looking for a deflection there in front of Hilbert, but the Indians are able to get it back to the central blue line. And a hard hit there as Woods absolutely lights up Scalise like a Christmas tree, and I think Woods is going to go off here. He will, elbowing the indication against the senior blue liner. So Peters going back to the PK with 8:07 to play in the first here at the Alpha Ice Complex. Indians 1 for 1 on the PK thus far, but the Vikings control off the faceoff. Salvitti from the left point. That shot blocked. The man open at the right hash is Gaffney. Gaffney's shot deflected wide. Sent behind the net by Moline. Indians have it, and they clear it off a Central Catholic stick, and it floats all the way past the scoreboard back into Vikings territory. Salvitti behind the net. Trying to do maybe a little too much there, but Alger has it. And this shot goes over the glove hand of Hilbert, taken by Moline. One of the Vikings dumped inside the right circle, and good hustle play by Porter Herb there to get that puck back to center. And he comes off now for a fresh penalty killer. That's Austin Malley. And Wateska pulls around to his forehand, and Troy Jones deflects it back to center. Midway through the minor penalty on Richie Woods. Indians hoping they can generate some momentum from their penalty kill here, down by a pair on the road as Hilbert makes a save off of his left pad at the near side of the net, and the net becomes dislodged. So we'll drop it in Peters territory with 49 to go in the Central Catholic power play and 6:56 to go in the period. To the corner it comes for Scalise. His pass behind the net intercepted by Forrester, but given right back to the Vikings. Alger, the Central captain, getting it into the corner. Indians fight for it, and they try to spring Malley shorthanded, but they do get the puck outside the zone at least. 23 to go in the Central power play. Last rush perhaps for that unit. Tyler Gaffney poke check there in the right circle, and the Indians are able to send it the length. Almost the length anyway, as Jacob Dold stops it in front of his crease. Central Catholic having a tough time on the power play this season, coming in at 8.3%. That was 10th entering tonight's game out of the 11 teams in Class AAA. And Peters Township is back to full strength one more time. Troy Jones out in front. One-timer, that was off the skate. Jeremy Poon had a partially open net to shoot at, but it looked like PIHL got a piece of it. Indians going to try the backdoor play one more time, but it's too well covered. Hudson Phillips keeps it in at the right point. Down low it comes. Troy Jones waiting for it. It goes beyond the reach of Phillips, and Phillips retreats to play this puck. Unable to tie up Fabian, who sends it in behind the Peters net. Malley, cross-ice pass, intercepted by the Vikings. Here's Noah Ritz over the line. Ritz from long range. That went wide of the net. PIHL pulling back. And Central Catholic offside now. 5 minutes to go in this first period. Well, just about everything going right in this period for the Vikings, but you do wonder if they're going to rue not scoring on either of those power play chances, because there's a long way to go in this game, and they're taking on one of the higher scoring teams in the classification. Up through center comes Ritz, cross ice, a little too far for Moline. Moline has to chase it, and Wateska's going to beat him in the punch. Caputo near side for Peters, shielded by one of the Vikings, but sent back to the central blue line eventually. Lead pass now taken by Moline. Moline from the right point sends it behind the Peters net. Wateska reverses the play for Alexander. Alexander off a skate of one of his teammates. That was Bryce O'Donnell. Near side it comes now. And here's Kobe Ringwald. Ringwald 1-on-3. Couldn't play this bouncing puck. Porter Erb kicking at it. And finally it eludes Erb's glove and goes all the way back to the blue line, where Wateska sends it into Central territory. Woods from his own goal line. Watches this puck go back into Peters Township territory. Behind the net. And Woods ridden off that puck by Sam Gaffney as the Vikings play it deep in their own end. Back to center it comes. Alger trying to duck around a check, but Woods stood him right up. Now O'Donnell with it behind his own net. Indians fighting for it. And it's tapped back to center, where PIHL settles it down for Central Catholic. Vikings come in over the line from the right hash. It's deflected out of play. As Rick Tingle makes a line change here late in the first period. Indians appear to be without the services to this point of Ben Kovac and Will Tomko, their top scorers. And that could be huge for the Vikings going forward, as Ryder Mertens, the Indians captain, fires from between the circles, wide of Dold's blocker hand. Comes out to Mertens, his shot, never made it through. Ringwald, snapper, save made by Dold. Rebound, it's loose, Dold covers, and the net becomes dislodged again. Best shift of the game, arguably, for Peters Township thus far, but can't quite solve the Central Catholic senior. Indians send this puck deep off the faceoff. Alger going D to D with PIHL. Peters Township unable to keep it in at the left point. And Ritz gains the red line and sends it in behind the Peters goal. Alger going all the way in to play this puck. Reverses the play for Ritz. Ritz was poke checked by Forrester in the final minute 15 of first period play. Mertens up ahead to Malley. Malley trying to find Mertens. Mertens too well covered by Ritz. Mertens back to Jones for Forrester. Forrester through a crowd. That went off PIHL and wide. Jones out in front. Malley fires. Save Dold. He has it under his armpit. 51.6 ticks to talk. Now, the Indians have been slowly able to tilt the ice the other direction toward the end of this first period, but still find themselves down 2-0 here in Harmarville. Off the face-off, Caputo in front, Same rebound. Dold couldn't find it, somehow kept his left leg out and kept Jeremy Poon from finishing the rebound. I think he needed to elevate that puck, and I don't know if he realized that and just couldn't or what the case was, but in any event, Dold makes his best save of the night. Scalise ridden off the puck by the Indians. Final 23 of the period. Caputo, left side. Caputo from the left hash shoots wide of the net. Comes around to Jeremy Poon for Drew Alexander, who sends it off the boards. 10 seconds to go. Now the Vikings just don't want to do anything foolish here as this first period winds down and expires. Now Peters Township on the road playing without a couple of its top guns, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic comes out guns a-blazing. Noah Ritz and Josh Moline, the early goal scorers for the Vikings, who lead the Indians 2-0 after one. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV and Peters Hockey TV, presented by WG Tomco Incorporated and the Donaldson Supply Company. First period shots 8-7 in favor of the Vikings, and Central Catholic leads Peters Township 2-0 as the teams switch sides for second period action. And it was the great Marv Levy who said depth is a great thing to have until you have to use it. And Peters Township, a deep team, and they're going to have to rely upon that depth tonight as Hilbert watches that rebound go just wide of the goal. Indians playing without top scorers Ben Kovac and Will Tomko for and we get a stoppage in play 16 seconds into the second period. puck out of play, and the Indians get a clean face-off win. Now, to finish my thought, Kovac and Tomko not out there for Peterson, so the Indians having to rely upon some of that depth scoring that has been on display at various points during their ongoing 7-game win streak, which is in some peril as the Indians are down by 2 early in the second period. Ringwald behind his own net. And Ringwald going to play it one more time. Now Ringwald pulling back, trying to create space as Sam Gaffney's all over him. And finally, the alternate captain's going to be able to flip it back to the central blue line where it's gloved down by Alger and sent back into Peters territory where Woods promptly gets it back to center red. Near corner it comes for Woods. And that entire first line for the Indians actually seems to be not in action tonight. So again, things opening up a little bit here for the Vikings at home, where they have played very well early in the season. And a penalty coming up here against the Indians as Connolly wants to send the extra attacker out, and Dante Scalise is that extra man. Alger has it center point. Top of the circle, score! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Noah Ritz on the delayed penalty call makes it 3-0 Central Catholic. 2 minutes into period 2. Now the sophomore quietly repairs to the Central Catholic bench as Connolly puts fresh troops out there for the ensuing faceoff, but there was nothing quiet about that shot. That was an absolute whiz-bang from the left winger from the top of the left circle that I'm not sure if Hilbert ever saw. And Central Catholic, again, taking advantage of those absences by the Indians tonight and playing a very solid home game in their own right, leading the Indians 3-0 here with still a lot of time to play, 14:50 until the ice cut. And Anthony DeRazio has it at the bottom of the left circle. In behind the Peters goal, it comes near side. Antonio Moret gets it to the corner. Indians unable to clear as this puck goes wide of Hilbert's right glove hand. Caputo and Alexander fighting for this puck for Peters Township, but the Vikings win that battle along the far boards. Caputo trying a second time to clear it, and this time he will as Jeremy Poon sends it inside the central blue line. In behind the goal line it comes. Off the glass and up towards center. Joey Wateska cutting it off there and sending it deep. Now, Ritz had the only goal of the first Central Catholic game we covered earlier this year. That was a shutout by Jacob Dold at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena against the Blue Devils. You can watch that one on demand on 10-Band TV, just like all our other games. Chance here for the Vikings in front. Good save by Hilbert right atop the crease as he denies Moline, who was looking for his second of the night. Moline going to stay on to take the face-off against Porter Erb. And the Indians come back, and they have a chance here the other way. D'Amico putting it into the glove of Jacob Dold, and Nathan D'Amico, the senior and JV move-up, with a quality opportunity there. Porter Erb with a face-off win for the Indians. From the right point, Ringwald off the dasher. That takes a funny bounce that benefits Peters Township. It's loose in front. Indians can't get a clean stick on it as Erb is escorted into the corner by Salvitti. Erb goes down. Penalty coming up against Central Catholic, and this could be the big break the Indians need. The #1 power play in Class AAA about to go to work with 12:57 to go in the second. Indians down 3. Tripping the indication against Salvitti, the senior defenseman. Mertens centering that top power play unit as Peters gets another clean face-off win, but can't handle it at the right point. That's a break for Central Catholic. Mertens quickly re-entering the zone now, dropping for Malley. Malley puts it wide of the top corner. Didn't miss by a lot. Forrester for Mertens. Mertens down low. One-timer went through the blue pane and wide, and we'll get a whistle here as Dold inadvertently knocked the net off its moorings as he was trying to make that save. 1:40 to go, and the minor tripping penalty on Salvitti. Face-off coming up to Dold's right. Dold had 39 saves the last time he faced Peters Township back on the 15th of November. That was his season high, and season high in shots faced, for that matter. He's made 10 so far. Puck out in front for Caputo. Wouldn't go. Mertens ridden outside the zone. That was good defensive work there by Scalise, the alternate captain. And a chance the other way shorthanded for Central as Hilbert makes a save and has it pinned inside his leg pad somehow. Sam Gaffney trying to really put a vice grip on this game for Pittsburgh Central Catholic, almost scoring shorthanded. And Gaffney goes forward off the faceoff, but it's controlled by Jones behind his own net. 1:10 to go in the Peters power play. Mertens over the line. Mertens centers for Jones. Jones trying to drop it to Malley. Malley, maybe one too many passes there for Peters. I think Jones could have shot that. Midway through the man advantage, but Beckham Alger has it for Central, and he'll send it the length of the ice. Ringwald from his own corner. Over the blue line. Draws attention from Alger. And now Ringwald has it at the right hash for Richie Woods. Woods for Ringwald. Ringwald, top of the right circle. Shot it off the body of Pivich, and the Vikings clear it with 20 to go in the penalty on Salvitti. Last rush here for the Indians power play. Ringwald dropping for Mertens. Mertens through a seam. Mertens to the goal. Somebody lost a stick as Mertens tried to shoot that puck. And that was Pivich, I think, who tried to block the shot. And so the man is out of the box for Central Catholic. That's Salvitti. Vikings back to equal strength. Only one shot recorded on that power play by the Indians. And it remains a 3-0 game with 10:40 to go to the ice cut. And another penalty coming up. Interference is the call, but this one might go against Peters Township. No, it's going to go against the Vikings. Doug Berthold, the junior, being sent off just moments after the penalty to Salvitti expired. So a second power play opportunity in succession for the visitors here. Now, Central Catholic, a very strong team on the PK. They're at 90.3%. They're tied with Baldwin for second. in that category. And they got a big kill a moment ago, and they'll need another one here. Phillips through a crowd. Oh, that was kicked wide by his own man, Malley. And Scalise tries to send Gaffney up ahead shorthanded. Sam Gaffney unable to handle that pass, though, as Hudson Phillips stuck right with him. Good outlet there to Troy Jones. Jones taken off the puck neatly by Scalise, and he clears the length of the ice. And that was an offensive zone penalty, too, by Pittsburgh Central Catholic, which made it that much more of an eyebrow raiser. A giveaway there by Mertens on the draw pass as this puck is sent erroneously into the benches. And so they'll face it off inside the central blue line with 1:17 to go in the penalty on Berthold. Caputo dropping for Ringwald. For Charlie Caputo. Caputo double teamed against the half wall, and the Vikings get it up through center. Forrester retreating. For Alexander. Alexander tries to outmaneuver Pivich, and Pivich gets the better of that confrontation. Ringwald in offside with 46 seconds to go in the Indians' power play. Forrester bounces it off the boards for Jeremy Poon. Poon well shielded by Pivich. Ringwald fakes a shot. Ringwald keeps his feet as he ducks around Beckham Alger. Now Alger stands up one of the Indians in the corner, and he tries to clear it, but he can't get it all the way out. Forrester for Ringwald. Ringwald between the circles, shoots it off balance, and puts it over top the net. Vikings trying to kill off the last moments of this penalty, and they've got a chance shorthanded as that puck took a funny bounce off the tape of Noah Ritz, who scored twice tonight for the home team. Central Catholic 2 for 2 now on the PK. Midway through the second period and the game. Still 3-0 Vikings. Poon goes down. Another penalty coming up. Well, you can't say the Indians haven't had their chances. And a delay here is one of the fans, I believe, is being ejected. I'm not sure what precipitated that, but well, that's an unusual occurrence, but first time for everything. And Rick Tingle with some last moment instructions for his power play here, as the fan in question is excused. Tripping was the indication on Noah Ritz. And so a third power play in this second period for the Peters Township Indians. Well, Vikings win the faceoff, but unable to get it out. Jones for Mertens. Woods. That shot was partially deflected. And the Indians just able to keep it inside the line. Good hustle by Woods. But the Vikings take it over inside the left circle. And skating it up through center is Sam Gaffney. Gaffney on his off wing, getting a little too cute there, and Hudson Phillips knocks him off the puck. Jones poke check from behind by Gaffney, who was trailing the play, and Central Catholic gets it deep. 1:20 to go, and the minor penalty on Ritz. Mertens sandwiched at the blue line, and taking the loose puck and clearing it is Tyler Gaffney. Midway through this third consecutive power play opportunity for the Indians. Mertens up ahead for Jones. Now to Mertens. And again, Central gets it back to center, though not the length of the ice, which allows Jones to send it up to Malley. Malley immediately knocked off the puck. A good clean shoulder hit there by Moline. And here shorthanded the other way comes Moline. Moline toward the goal, floating puck, eludes the stick hand of Nolan Hilbert. 30 to go in the Peters power play. And Malley in deep playing this puck for Forrester. Forrester pries it off the boards. Final moments of the power play out in front. The one-timer denied by Drew Alexander. Unable to beat the Central Catholic senior on a bang-bang play right at the side of the net. 6.5 to go to the ice cut, 7 seconds left. Central Catholic really feeling it on the penalty kill here tonight. And, you know, the absence is obviously a factor for Peters Township, but you got to give Pittsburgh Central Catholic credit. They're beating Peters Township at its own game right now, which is team defense. 3 power plays, 2 shots on goal allowed in that span. Caputo up ahead. Dold leaves his net to play this puck, and just in the nick of time. Alexander retreating. Ringwald from inside his own blue line. Outlets it to Caputo. Caputo couldn't handle the pass. And this one is sent into the scorer's table inadvertently, and so we'll get a face-off in the neutral zone as both teams change lines here. Outlet pass now to Joel Fabian. Fabian around the man. Fabian to the goal. Save made! Oh, Nolan Hilbert with a beauty there. And that infamous goal that so often becomes dislodged seemingly here in this building becomes dislodged again as the senior pulls himself back to his feet. Anthony DeRazio on to take the draw for Central Catholic, and he wins it. Shot through a crowd, and a glove save made there by Hilbert, who somehow saw that puck off the stick of Fabian. Again, right off the face-off, and this time it's Fabian missing wide left, and the Vikings score! A redirect in front. And it looks like it's Anthony DeRazio, the junior, picking up his 3rd of the season. And it is 4-0 Pittsburgh Central Catholic with 5:24 to go in the second. Just too much pressure in the offensive zone. One face-off went after another by the Vikings. And finally, they're able to fire one in behind Nolan Hilbert. And the Vikings fully in command right now here at home. trying to snap a 7-game winning streak owned by the Peters Township Indians. And this shot from distance is taken by Alger. Coming the other way for Peters Township is Malley. Malley knocked to the ice as he was unable to take that centering feed from Jones. Out in front, Jones gets it back to center as the Vikings weren't able to center that puck. And Malley dumps Alger into the Peters Township bench as the Indians are in the middle of a line change. A hard hit there. One of the Indians, as this puck is sent out of play into the central bench, trying to serve notice however they can that they're not going to quit. They're going to continue to battle down by a lot here on the road, playing without a number of their top players. Noah Ritz, goals 4 and 5 on the season. Josh Moline, his 4th. And Anthony DeRazio, unofficially his 3rd. That's the way, the score sheet reads on the Pittsburgh Central Catholic side. And public address corroborates me as DeRazio is credited with that deflection goal. A loud kick save made there by Hilbert as that puck rebounded all the way to the boards. Central Catholic from center red, they get it deep. Berthold from behind the net. Poon playing this puck up to the point, not out. Tyler Gaffney's shot blocked. Hilbert makes a blocker save there at the side of the net. Forrester from his own end, up ahead to Poon. A 2-on-1 here for the Indians. Poon trying to center for Caputo. That pass went off the skate of Rocco Salvitti. You know, good teams get good bounces, and when you're playing the kind of game the Vikings are tonight, those are the kind of bounces you get. Poon shoved to the ice as he gets this puck deep. Antonio Morat announcing his presence. This one off the body of O'Donnell. O'Donnell puts it right off the mask of Jacob Dold, and the rebound is skated out of there by Adam Sarkis. Morat clears it up but not out, and Morat is shoved hard by Richie Woods. Final 2:15 of the second period. Indians trying to get on the board late here. And sometimes late period goals can be game changers, you never know. Woods up ahead for Jones, couldn't handle it. A nifty little maneuver there by Fabian, but he lost the puck. Fabian goes in after it as he's double teamed. To the left point it comes. Hilbert rises, snatches it out of the air, and holds it for a faceoff. And it looks like Tingle will put his makeshift top unit out there with 1:37 to go to the ice cut. Mertens with a face-off win, tying up his man for Jones. Up for Malley as Beckham Alger lost an edge there. Could be a break for the Indians as it comes out in front for Jones, but Jones was too well covered. Good play there defensively by Fabian. Mertens takes it in stride for Jones on the right wing. Jones dropping it back for Ringwald, who wasn't quite ready for it, but no harm done. Jones shoved from behind as he gets this puck back to center. Sent to the corner where Ringwald plays it inside his own end. Hilbert leaving his net to play it off his goalie stick. Mertens skating out in front of his own goal in the final minute of the period. Coming through center now. Mertens dropping for Malley. Malley for Jones. Jones from a bad angle in front. Got it back. Follow-up shot blocked by Alger, who lost his stick. Jones. Beckham Alger, the top defenseman for Central Catholic, without a stick now as Jones shoots it. Alger blocked it again. Beckham Alger giving up the body to keep it a 4-0 game, and Jones slams his stick against the bench in frustration. And a 2-on-1 at the end of the period for Peters Township. Here comes Mertens. Mertens right into the stomach of Dold. Ten more ticks to talk. And you sense the frustration mounting on the Peters Township bench. Five seconds to go. One last chance for the Vikings is blocked by Forrester, and so we'll cut the ice at the Alpha Ice Complex here in Harmarville, where the Vikings are on the verge of playing giant killer. 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second, 4-0 Pittsburgh Central Catholic over Peters Township after 2. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV and Peters Hockey TV, presented by WG Tomco Incorporated and the Donaldson Supply Company.
Well, I got sunshine. If I could catch it in a bottle, I would save it for a rainy day. Yeah. American boy, small hometown, little slice of heaven everywhere I look around. Got a baseball field, a swimming pool, a fishing hole and more. Got everything I need and it's right.
Two jumbo ice caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
I know a place not far away. Just wait and see.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Well, I got sunshine. If I could catch it in a bottle, I would save it for a rainy day. Yeah. American boy, small hometown, little slice of heaven everywhere I look around. Got a baseball field, a swimming pool, a fishing hole and more. Got everything I need and it's right.
Two jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino, extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
And special thanks to local band Nomad for all the music you've been hearing during our intermission breaks and other commercial breaks as we are back to third period action here on the freshly cut ice at the Alpha Ice Complex. We're in the USA rink here in Harmarville, Pennsylvania, where the Central Catholic Vikings are looking to win at home for the 5th time in as many tries and snap the 7-game winning streak of the Peters Township Indians. The Vikings with a commanding 4-0 lead as Nolan Hilbert makes the save right out in front there on Central Catholic's Dante Scalise. Second period shots were 8-7 in favor of the Vikings, as they were in the first period. So that's 16-14. Make that 17-14 for your game total in favor of the hosts. Troy Jones playing this puck at the far boards. The Indians skating without a number of their top players, who we presume are tied up with other youth hockey commitments this evening as this puck is redirected out of play. Noah Ritz and Josh Moline scored 51 seconds apart in the first period. Ritz at 1:32, Moline at 2:23 to give Central Catholic the early 2-0 lead. Vikings killed off 3 consecutive power plays that went to the Peters Township Indians in the second period as this puck is blocked away by Jacob Dold. Both these teams have only allowed a combined 4 power play goals all season, which is just remarkable, but even bigger for Pittsburgh Central Catholic from their perspective to keep that top-ranked Indians power play off the score sheet, as the Vikings, in the meantime, build it to a 3-0 lead, a minute 57 into the second period when Ritz got his second of the night from Beckham Olger and Doug Berthold. So Olger's point streak now runs 6 consecutive games. And Anthony DeRazio deflected a puck behind Hilbert at 11:36 to make it 4-0 from Billy George and Alex Sarkis. So that is where we stand right now as the Vikings come back 2-on-2 and a drop pass intended there for Josh Moline, who sent it back to Antonio Morat, who misfired as Dold covers this puck for a faceoff. Now, Central Catholic, we've said it time and again, such a tough team to play against here at the Alpha Complex. Now up to a +17 goal differential playing at home. They've outscored teams, including tonight's game and counting, 20-3 on home ice this season. Vikings ice it with 14:15 to go in the third. And the Indians came in #1, as I said, in team defense. Pittsburgh Central Catholic acquitting themselves very well as a team defensively as well. Only 24 goals allowed coming in. That ranks 3rd of the 11 teams in Class AAA. And a lot of that is due to the play of their senior goaltender, Jacob Dold, who has been solid tonight. Phillips outletting for O'Donnell. Olger has it for Central Catholic, getting it back to the red line where D'Amico intercepts and gets it deep. Got our first look at D'Amico earlier this season in a game at Mount Lebanon where he subbed in for the injured Will Tomko at the time. Alex Sarkis getting this puck into Peters territory, but the Indians send it right back into the Central Catholic zone. Vikings go D to D, and they send it up ahead to Morat. Morat for Ritz. Excuse me, that's Sam Gaffney behind the Peters goal as he's sent into the glass by Woods. And a hard hit there on Morat by Ryder Mertens as one of the Vikings lost his stick in neutral ice. And a shot here taken by Jones that's blocked by Tyler Gaffney, the senior defenseman. Indians playing this puck deep in their own territory. Forrester, his outlet pass intercepted and shot wide of Nolan Hilbert. Fabian put everything he had into that one. Lead pass to O'Malley off the boards a little too far, and this will go for icing. Now you could see the wheels turning there, and you could see what the Indians were trying to do, but that sort of sums up their night. The Indians offensively just a little bit out of sync. And certainly trying to adjust to new pairings and combinations and whatnot with their top scorers out. Icing against Central Catholic. And not much action to speak of so far in this third period, but if you're Bill Connolly, you almost prefer it that way. You just want to do the little things right, get pucks deep, and don't turn the puck over. Central Catholic's been in the driver's seat pretty much since the outset of that first period when they got those 2 early markers from Ritz and Moline. Malley can't go 1-on-3. And so it's flipped back to center by PIHL. Fabian dropping back, sends it up ahead to Scalise. Scalise on the off wing, pulls up, puts it into the logo where Hilbert will cover it. Rick Tingle making a line change here with just over 5 gone by in the third. Now, next up for the Indians will be one of our final broadcasts of 2022, which is exciting and a little bit sobering all at the same time. It's been a fun start to the regular season for all of us here on 10 Band TV, but Matt Geitko will have the call of that one next Tuesday night at 7 as Peters Township plays host to Pine Richland at Prince Cape Arena. The Indians trying to sweep the regular season series from the Rams. Speaking of teams that are unbeaten on home ice, Peters Township, one of those teams. They are also, like Pittsburgh Central Catholic, 4-0 at home coming into this week. Only blemish on the Indians' ledger coming in tonight was that early season game at Seneca Valley at the Barrel Complex in Warrendale. And it was the Raiders who were defeated by the Indians last spring in the Penguins Cup final. Peters Township going on to defeat Malvern Prep in the Pennsylvania Cup confrontation. Speaking of Seneca Valley, we will see the Raiders at the Barrel Complex in Warrendale as this puck goes through the blue paint underneath the glove hand of Hilbert next Monday night here on 10 Band TV as Seneca Valley and North Allegheny, 2 huge North Hills area rivals, will skate against one another. And we'll also have Avonworth and West Allegheny in the nightcap for our Hockey Night Live Monday night doubleheader. I'm looking forward to the call of both those games, but in that North Allegheny game, the Tigers are reuniting their 2012-2013 Pennsylvania Cup championship team that upset the Indians at Consol Energy Center, as it was called back then, for the Penguins Cup title, and then went on to upset LaSalle, one of the greatest programs in PA history, out east in the Pennsylvania Cup championship game to win that state championship under Jim Black. And we're efforting some coverage of that reunion any way we can provide it, so stay tuned. We might have a couple surprises up our sleeve Monday night. In the meantime, here's Peters Township captain Ryder Mertens over the blue line, trying to outmaneuver Beckham Alger, but the Vikings captain stands him right up, and Mertens goes down trying to play this puck in the corner. Woods off his glove. And that was touched illegally by the Vikings, and they had to concede possession lest they be called for a hand pass, but here's a 2-on-1. That pass just goes behind Dante Scalise. Oh, a fortunate misfire there from a Peters point of view as Malley drops it for Jones. Jones shooting, bouncing puck, it's gloved down by Alger right in front of his goalie as the Vikings clear it. Nearing the midpoint of this third period with Central Catholic still holding on to that 4-0 advantage. Jones is poke checked in the left circle. Indians at center. Here's Wateska. Joey Wateska with a hip check there put on him by Tyler Gaffney as Central ices this puck. Alexander turning around off the face-off. Save made rebound. Poon puts it just wide. Oh, how did Dold get that one? Now the Indians just snake bit here at the Alpha Complex tonight. Hilbert ranges to his left to make that save and knocks the net off in the process. Connolly changing lines before the face-off here in Peters territory to the left of Nolan Hilbert. And this puck played behind the net. Out in front it comes. Hilbert makes a save on Moline at the bottom of the left circle. A tense moment there right in front of the goal crease as Jeremy Poon is dumped on his backside. Vikings get this puck deep. They played immediately off the boards, and a hard collision there as Doug Berthold took a beating to play that puck. Kobe Ringwald has it, and the Indians come back 2-on-2. Ringwald left side. Ringwald gonna take it himself. Ringwald to the point for Woods. Poon couldn't deflect it in behind Dold. Moline over the line. Caputo with a good stick check there as he is shouldered by one of the Vikings. That's Moret. Tyler Gaffney from his own corner beyond the reach of Moret, and this will be icing against Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Phillips to take the faceoff for Peters Township against Adam Sarkis. Sarkis wins it defensively for the Vikings. Up it comes now to Moret. Moret has to retreat now to settle this puck down. He goes D-to-D with Nathan Cox. Phillips behind his own net for Peters Township. And gave it up to Moret. Durazio fighting for this one. Out in front it comes to Sarkis. Sarkis' shot deflected wide. D'Amico looking for O'Donnell. O'Donnell too well shielded. Ringwald setting at the length, and this will be icing on the Indians. 6:19 to go in regulation. Central Catholic trying to sold away what would be undoubtedly their biggest regular season win to this point. Again, the last meeting between these teams was also decided by a 4-goal margin, and it belonged to the Indians on Princecape Arena ice. Good shot block there by Mertens. That one might have caught him in the hands, but appears to be all right as Malley comes back on his off wing. Malley lost the puck, though. Now recovers, sends it down low to Mertens, cutting toward the goal. That play broken up, and Olger got in the way of that one as he puts it off the scoreboard. And so this faceoff will come back into Vikings territory. Now, you don't see a defenseman of Olger's caliber make too many of those mistakes, but in any event, it'll be Mertens against Sam Gaffney on the faceoff, and this one belongs to the Indians as they steer it toward goal. Jones looking for the loose puck there, but it was poked aside by Dold. Out in front it comes. Scalise comes up to center, leading it for Fabian. Fabian 1-on-2. Fabian on his backhand. Fabian trying to center it, had a man open, streaking toward the net. That was Billy George. But here comes Jones the other way for Peters. George hits him hard, knocks him to the ice. Alger from behind his own net. Flying through center. Alger, snapshot blocked by Forrester. Mertens from his own boards, near side. Coming through center. Mertens over the line, offside. Malley was just a hair ahead of the play. And now it's Drew Alexander, the junior, taking this face-off for the Indians. And this puck gets deep. Woods sending it the length of the ice. Now Woods retreating defensively to play this puck, and a chance the other way for Central Catholic, but they're offside. Ritz and Moline got their signals crossed a bit there, and we're a little too eager to capitalize on that Peters Township turnover, so the puck, or the face-off I should say, will come outside the Peters blue line. Alexander goes forward with it off the face-off, but can't get a shot on net. Central Catholic playing stifling defense all night long. Ringwald up ahead, 1-on-2. Puts it behind the goal. Top of the circle. Here's Woods snapping it off a leg. Woods off balance, now down low, shooting this puck. And laying out to block it was Pivich. Loose in front. Dold flopping like a fish to his right to keep it from going in. This one gloved down by Ritz in his own corner. And Moline trying to play it back to center. He does. Woods sends it right back in and withstands a hit by Ritz. Woods unable to handle that puck at center. Here's Noah Ritz over the line, top of the right circle with a shot. Score! And you can break out the chapeaus, baby. Noah Ritz, the sophomore, with the exclamation point with 3.5 to play in regulation. Goals 4, 5, and 6 on the season for Noah Ritz. And that'll just about do it here from the Alpha Complex. So with this, the Vikings will move to within 1 point of Peters for third place in the AAA standings. Vikings will go to 7-3 with 1 overtime loss. And Peters will slip to 8-2 overall as we near the holiday break of the regular season. Wateska putting it off the body of Sarkis. And slashing is indicated by referee March. We're going to get a slashing call, and the Indians are going to get a 4th power play chance tonight. And it is the freshman, Aaron Daly, being sent off late here in the third period. You know, Peters Township looking for something positive to build upon going into that Pine-Richland game. As Woods goes cross ice for Ringwald, back for Mertens. They play pitch and catch with Woods, who puts it toward goal. That shot never made it through, and Malley's follow-up was blocked as Central Catholic clears it. And again, those penalty kills in the second period looming so large. We've seen Peters Township burn opponents time and again with that power play as Mertens drives the net, puts it off Dold, who makes a kick save and covers the rebound. That was one of Dold's more impressive stops of the evening. Connolly changing penalty killers here with a minute 27 to go in the minor on Daly and 2:19 to go in this game. To Woods at the right point. Woods trying to beat the traffic in front of Jacob Dold, but he can't. This pass too far for Jones. Malley will take it instead in the far corner. He'll go to Ringwald at the left point. Now back to Malley, the alternate captain. Ringwald, the other alternate captain, watches Woods play this puck into the glove of Jacob Dold. That snapshot from distance denied. Now the Indians trying to take the seniors' eyes away any way they can. Again, they have all the right ideas. Just can't get a bounce here against the Vikings tonight. Woods for Mertens. Mertens from the circle. Now behind the net. Mertens out in front. That pass too heavy for Jones. And the Vikings will send it the other way, shorthanded for Moline. Moline behind the Peters goal line. And Malley cherry picking at the Central Catholic blue line, settles this puck down, drops it for Mertens. Mertens, right point for Woods, 20 to go in the power play. Cross ice for Ringwald. Down low for Jones. Malley pursuing this puck with 10 to go in the man advantage. Indians need a shot here, but it doesn't look like they're going to get one, as Alger helped the Vikings clear the area, and Daly is going to stay on here in the final minute of play. Long pass to Malley. Malley stood up by Alger, and Alger's hurt. Alger was grabbing his face, reaching through his helmet. I think he might have got cut partially by a stick. Or at least he thinks he did. Well, Alger's going to stay on here, but he was really shaken up there a moment ago. Trying to adjust his helmet as this puck is iced by Central Catholic. And off the faceoff, Mertens sends his man to the ice. That's Adam Sarkis. Play goes on. Wateska, top of the right circle. That shot blocked by Moret. Moret pins it in the corner. The Vikings just trying to kill off the rest of this clock here in support of their goaltender, who has earned a 24-save shutout of the state champions. And in their 50th anniversary season, Bill Connolly's Vikings have themselves a signature win. Pittsburgh Central Catholic ends that 7-game winning streak by Peters Township with a 5-0 victory here at the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville. And for Jacob Dold, a Class AAA leading 4 shutouts on the season, 3 of them coming here in the USA rink at the Alpha Complex. Special thanks Todd Kazarowski for producing, Michael Hyman for all his fine camera work, and to the Peters Township Hockey Club for their cooperation and for making our simulcast possible. And of course, thank you for watching and listening. And once again, we'll see you Monday night in Warrendale for another doubleheader. Seneca Valley at North Allegheny, West Allegheny at Avonworth. Final score again, Central Catholic 5, Peters Township nothing. I'm Matt Popchock, and you saw it all live on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV and Peters Hockey TV, presented by WG Tomco Incorporated and the Donaldson Supply Company. Good night from Harmarville.